Well, I'm going to make this video because I'm becoming very frustrated with my my Ram truck. This is a 2023 Laramie. I'm sitting here at Menard, just while you're seeing the. And I thought I would do this while I'm thinking about it. There's a lot of things about this system that I've got on the video that I really dislike and have a real problem with. And I thought I'd make this video and show everyone out there that has something or knows something about this that can maybe give me some insight either into what I'm doing wrong or workarounds that I might like better than I currently use, or explanation as to why things are the way they are. But I really have I've had this about a year, and I really have come to just despise this. I don't use CarPlay anymore. I have an iPhone, but it's so glitchy that I just don't use it. When I do use it, I'll show you maybe a little bit about, let's see, like if I have a nav screen up, this is the onboard RAM nav screen here, but what happens is every once in a while, and I don't know why, it'll show the screen correctly, except for the icon would be like off the screen for my car or for the truck, and it would stay there. So when I'm doing directions, I don't see where I am. I see about a mile or two in front of me, so I can't see like turns and so on. And the only way I can get that to reset is if I turn off CarPlay and turn it back on. And that's amazingly annoying when you're actually trying to use it for directions. So I'm not using CarPlay right now because I don't have a good workaround for that. It's just so glitchy in general. The thing is just incredibly glitchy. When I hit the mute button here, sometimes it mutes for 3 or 4 seconds and then just mysteriously unmutes. And then I'll hit it again and it'll mute and do the same thing, and then I'll hit it again, and then it'll stay muted. This happens pretty frequently, probably once a week. It annoys me to even a greater deal that there's not a mute button on the steering wheel. To me, there ought to be a mute button on the steering wheel. I came from a world of GM, and in a GM world, there's a mute button on the steering wheel that I use all the time. It makes a lot of sense. When you go through a drive-through or you roll down your window, you're talking to somebody, I can hit it on the steering wheel. Another incredibly, and design-wise, there's a ton of things I just can't stand either. One of them is the fact that when I'm looking at media, well, here's one thing right away. When I design these home screens the way I do, and I've got the media box in the lower section here, it doesn't have a way for me to go from looking at these presets to all the presets without going to this screen. And what's bad about that is if I select it, do you see anything wrong with the way then what happens is it comes back to this screen. Well, first of all, the station I just selected isn't in this list, so it's not picking the line that I'm already on, which is a small thing, but there's no way to go from this one to another one. I'd much rather have them all on this screen. But if you look at it too, if I go to all presets, or if I go to, I'm sorry, media, now on this, you see all presets over here, but you have this button. So now I can do this. Well, I should be able to do that on the other screen. It's just, and on this screen it's horrible because you've got all this real estate, but I can't put more than this many presets on here. And I use the presets. I have Sirius XM. I do a couple of radio stations. I have a lot of Sirius XM stations that I listen to. Another horrible thing about the presets is that on the steering wheel, the control doesn't control, the up and down control doesn't control preset numbers. It controls seek. So if I hit the up on the steering wheel, the up button, it goes from whatever station this is, so it's 116, it'll just go to 117. Oh, that's not a preset. It's like hitting, and it does the same thing for your radio. It does a seek for your radio. Well, that makes about little. When's the last time people use a seek enough to warrant putting a button on the steering wheel? And what's worse about that is it's not configurable. I should be able to configure how the buttons on my steering wheel work, at least to that degree, so that I could say, well, do you want to do a seek or do you want it to change which preset it's on? This is a computer. This is all controlled with software. I'm a retired software engineer. It's beyond pathetic to me that you can't do that. And there's nothing that's configurable as far as how the buttons on the steering wheel work. So those are a few of the problems that I have with this thing. It comes up with a different screen every time I start the truck. Every time I start the truck, I'll come up with all kinds of screens. I'll come up with this screen sometimes. I'll come up to the phone screen sometimes. All of them, they'll all come up. All of a sudden it'll be on media. It should be coming, as far as I can understand, it should be going to the home screen, but it doesn't. And the fact that it doesn't even come to the same screen is also extremely irritating to me. Those are just a few of the things I have a problem with. I just thought I'd throw those out there. I know that I can change from one preset to another with the center button between the two up and down buttons. There's a center button you can hit, but it only goes in one direction. And I don't have all my presets really set, but there's even more. I mean, I could even make more presets, and I don't, because of that reason. If I go to the presets, and I hit the middle button, it'll go to this one and this one, and it'll keep going. And everybody's solution for this is very simple. They say, well, just hit the middle button to go to the next one, and then if you want to go back to the number one, you hit the up button or the seek button, and it goes to the next one, the next station that you don't have preset, and then you hit the up button, it'll go back to number one. So the best case scenario I have is to go down one button at a time till I find the one I want, and then if I want to go to the one before it, I have to hit the middle button or the seek button, and then the middle button to come back here, and then come all the way back to here, which is just absurd to me. The idea that that's not configurable, and the idea that they even thought that they should put seek as the main feature on the button on the steering wheel is beyond me. I've never owned a vehicle that was set up like that, ever. And I just never even thought to think about it, because I thought, certainly, as long as there have been buttons on steering wheels, engineers would have figured this out. And they would have done focus groups, and they've done all the research, and they would have known how to set up the buttons on the steering wheel. But apparently they don't. So those are just a few of the things I have. It's gotten me to a point where I'm considering selling the truck. I really am. It's just so frustrating to me. Those creature comforts are what I bought the truck for, having all those things in the truck, and to not have that in this truck just makes me crazy. So leave your comments down there. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that what I'm doing there's something else I should be doing, some other way I should be using it that's more functional than this. Let me know. But the way it works now is truly just incredibly frustrating to me.